Thank you for staying with us. This is the AM show and it's time for news review. And this morning we're joined by Dr. Ekwa Amako, Deputy Spokesperson for the Baumia campaign as well. And by now you know Elembele KK as well. He's joining us for news review today, but let me introduce him properly. Dr. Benatutu would join us a bit later, but in the studio currently is Emmanuel Enyema, Deputy CEO Minerals Commission. He is Elembele KK. But let me tell you what's been happening in front of the newspapers this morning. A lot has been happening. We'll start with the Ghanaian Times this morning, and this one will surprise you. I know, surprise, surprise, because I'm thinking by now you think it would be that Chairman Wontumi was questioned at the CID headquarters yesterday, the former Attorney General. Of course, those find some expressions in the newspapers, but this morning, this one is surveyed by the Ghanaian Times at Agbogboleshi Market, Malata Market, and here is the finding that food prices swing in Accra Market, and survey shows complex picture of scarcity, abundance, and shifting consumer preferences. Particularly what they mean is that consumers are unable to plan their life very much, because today if you went to the market, tomatoes would cost at this much, and then as well if you went to the market another time, it will cost at different prices. There's a bit of inconsistency because prices are fluctuating due to a number of factors. Story is on page 12 of the Ghanaian Times. You can take a read. And as well this morning, Vice President warns authorities against abuse of female students. Story is on page 12 of the Ghanaian Times this morning as well. ICU calls for end to precarious work, standardized employment conditions. Story is on page 14 of the Ghanaian Times this morning. And as well, Mrs. Baumia urges African youth to lead climate action agenda. Story is on page 13. Of course, our former second lady. And as well, Chairman Wontumi to appear in court over alleged illegal mining. We'll get into that story a bit later. And on the back of the Ghanaian Times this morning, STC to introduce green transport by end of year. You want to take a read? It's at the back of the Ghanaian Times this morning. I'll take you to other newspapers. The Daily Guide this morning. Wontumi granted 1 million Ghana cedis bail and faces court today. And as well, empower youth in climate change. Samira Baumia speaking over the former second lady. And as well, the biggest one in front of the Daily Guide this morning is Jakpa complaint. Sir Graves, the former Attorney General, has been speaking. Details of that story is on page 3 of the Daily Guide this morning. And of course, Dambistom CID with 100 lawyers. As of yesterday, we're counting up to 70. That's what one of the lawyers said, that there are about 70 lawyers on standby. The Daily Guide is reporting that he storms the CID headquarters with 100 lawyers. And as one of the matters arising this morning has found expression in front of the Daily Guide this morning. It says that NPP reject PURC invitation on tariff hikes. We shall get into that when we get into the newspaper review. Now, a sad story reported by the Daily Guide this morning. A nurse caged for murder, and I just scanned through that story, and it says that a 30-year-old nurse had allegedly murdered a 70-year-old woman with a kitchen knife. Story is, maybe let me take you back so you can find where that story is on page 6 of the Daily Guide this morning. If you want to feel sad this morning, that's a story to read. It's in front of the Daily Guide this morning, but sad story over there. And then the insight, Wontumi's woes dipping and faces court today over a contact mining as well. The Vice President lauds teachers and says that they are architects of possibilities. You want to take a read as well. That's it for the inside the biggest stories. We'll take you onto My Joy Online. Of course, what is the news without My Joy Online? I'll take you there now. It says that our top story this morning, galamsey fight. We didn't get timeline on promises made, and this is by engineer Dr. Ken Ashigbe. You want to take a read as well. Now, on that railway matter, that trending story of how our railways between the Takrade Nusuta stretch had been destroyed. Now, 12 to face Takwa court over destruction of Takrade Rail line as well. Details over there. If you want to get more updates as well on the Wontumi woes, you can read on my Joy online. Wontumi granted 1 million bail over galamsey related cases to face more charges on Tuesday. And finally, a galamsey fight stuck on promises. Eco-conscious citizen demand action and not talk. Maybe I should also take you to a city newsroom if I have that quickly. But there's so much on my Joy online.com. And so, but I will bring you that in a bit, just right there. As well, City Newsroom, galamsey update, of course, and Wotumi's trial over illegal mining begins today. That's the biggest story as well on City Newsroom. And as well, Eastern Region, an update from the Minister gives DCEs 2 weeks to profile all miners and financiers as well. That'll be all for the headlines, both on the newspapers and as well on my Joy Online and City News. And so we'll sit down and then we'll get into the news proper with my guests. All right. Okay, so this morning, a lot of things have my attention. Elembele Keke, I hope you're doing well.
I'm okay, I'm fine.
Okay.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning to my sister. Good morning to your cherished viewers.
Good morning to you. Dr. Ekwa, I haven't seen you. Oh, thank you. You as well. I haven't seen you in a while. You've been busy. What have you been up to?
Yes, I've been really busy going up and down the country, trying to remind our fellow patriots, our brothers and sisters in the new patriotic party, of the man that led us in 2024 and why he should be given another opportunity to continue. It's also interesting, today is 7th October. It happens to be his birthday, so would like to wish a huge happy birthday to His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia today. He turns 62.
Oh, today?
Yes.
It was just some days ago that it was his birthday. A year is here already?
Yes.
Ooh.
It was his birthday running in the run-up to the 2024 election. Mm-hmm. October is here again, and we celebrate him again. Indeed, I think our prayer this morning, not just me, a lot of young people in this country, is that we are able to see him execute the vision that he has for the development of this country. And we are very confident that, you know, it starts on January 31st, that the delegates of the new patriotic party will give him that opportunity. And then after that, the general public of the general people of Ghana would also give him the nod so that we can begin to see the execution of his vision for Ghana.
Okay, you must be really, really busy then. You definitely must be busy. Elembele Keke, last week you were here. We had a good conversation on Minerals Commission, and this morning you're here to review the news. How's the week been for you? It's day 2 in the week. How's it been for you? Especially after the CSO's meeting with the president.
Like she rightly said, today is the birthday of our former vice president, Dr. Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia. And I want to take this opportunity and wish him well. I want to wish him a happy birthday. And it's my prayer that they select him or they elect him to become their flag bearer so that he can come and compete with the NDC, because for us in the NDC is the most candidate that we can easily let him get 38.9%.
Even on your first time, you couldn't do that.
I cannot even understand why for you, for wishing somebody a happy birthday, there's still some motive behind it. Why?
But like I'm saying, it's my prayer that they select him to become the next flag bearer for the NPP, because it's his birthday. That's my wish for him, because there is a competition, and for that competition, he needs to survive. And as he's celebrating the birthday a year today, it's my prayer he'll be the next flag bearer of the NPP. He will be the flag bearer because for us in the NDC, it is easy for us to give him 39.9%. So we hope that they will bring him so that maybe we'll spare him with 40% this time. So I wish him well. And I wish all the NPP people well for their campaign and the activities that they are embarking on. You asked me last week, how was my week? My week has been tough. We have been trying to educate Ghanaians on why mining is something that we should do it. We should do it responsibly. And we want to educate Ghanaians why His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama is putting on effort to make sure that we fight this illegal mining menace. So yes, we have been doing a lot. We met the civil society group last week, Friday, at the Jubilee House. This is a step in the right direction because this is government and this is governance. You need everyone on board. And it's a problem for the country, not only the NDC. So once you invite civil society to be part of the conversation, then it means that we are looking for solution to a problem that we are all facing. So, and it was fruitful. They made their observations and they all realized that at this point in time, it is not necessary to call state of emergency on illegal mining.
Are you sure? All yes. The CSOs that came that day?
Over 99% of the CSOs. Because after the presentation by the minister, they realized the effort government has put in to fight this illegal mining. And the effort, they saw it, they appreciated the effort from the blue water gas, from the stakeholder engagement, from the cooperative mining, from the NIMOs, and from declaring red zones in water bodies and forests, revoking the airline that allowed people to enter into the forest and go and do mining, and the kind of effort we have put in as a government to make sure that this illegal mining become a thing of the past.
Okay.
So if they observe all the happenings in terms of government commitment and the political will to fight this galamsey menace, they all applauded government.
Okay.
They said that they give government more opportunity, more chance. We should have this dialogue. We should continue to have this dialogue so that government keeps updating them on the activities that we are doing.
Okay,
so that's the reason why I am here.
And so this is how you've been so tired last week. Luckily, we've got Dr. Bernard Tutu Boahene here. He's a lecturer, but most importantly, NEC for UTAG as well, as part of NEC. And I know that, Doc, last week we were here, and I didn't see you. Maybe you were there and the cameras didn't capture you, but I didn't see you at the CSO engagement. Was UTAG represented at CSO's engagement with the president?
Oh, okay. Good morning to you. Good morning to Mr. Ayuma.
And, nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you, sir.
Today is the first time we are meeting.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been watching him from far.
And good morning to you. Good
morning.
Good morning, viewers. Yes, UTAG was represented. Our president was there. And as it were, I think that it is a good engagement. And I hear that, you know, earlier on we had met the minister himself, Mr. Mabua, I think about 3-4 months ago at Sumenya in one of our deliberations. And so he came, we had a discussion with him. And so I think that because of that engagement that we had with him, he made a proposal to the president that it would be better for all other CSOs, you know, to come on board. But as I indicated last week, I felt that, yes, it is a good engagement, but looking at the number of CSOs and other institutions that were invited, you could see clearly that, you know, a lot more people did not actually have the chance, you know, to speak. I don't know the arrangement that were put in place as regards people coming in with documents and probably handing it over to, you know, to the presidency. We saw some few of them doing that. In our case as UTAG, I realized that we couldn't equally get a chance to speak. Our president couldn't speak.
No wonder, because that was telling, we took it live, yes. And I was here moderating as well and didn't see him. Yeah. Okay, but it was because you had already presented your position.
We had met the minister.
Right.
But, you know, we were still looking for opportunity to meet the president himself. And it would be something good for us if at least Mr. Enyima can communicate to the president, you know, to come meet UTAG for probably thorough discussions, you know, with the way galamsey is going. In fact, we can't say that UTAG is happy. We cannot. And even though we've seen the minister implement certain policies or suggestions that we gave, you know, in our last meeting at Sumenya, we still feel that the president must do more. You know, looking at the current state of, you know, galamsey and the things that are happening, shutting down of, you know, water treatment plants, you know, and again, the kind of reports we are getting, the health reports, to the worst of it, how food items, you know, foodstuffs have been contaminated. And you see, as human beings, our energy is derived from three things: the air that we breathe, the food that we eat, and the water that we drink. All right. So for air, we now have not heard of anything that the air has
from
been
pollution. Okay.
Right? But for water, we know, we have evidence, there are records. And water is something that the very baby that has been born today will take water, you know, up to the last person on the dying bed. Okay? For food, you can decide to fast, right? So maybe 40 days without food, you live. Okay? But these two things are things that it doesn't matter, you know, the processes that the president is going through, all right? It doesn't matter, you know, what the president says. The bottom line is that, for me, as a person, not as a member of UTAG, I want to see action.
Okay. Let me take the minute and go to Doc. And so the minority, and especially, we're just going to have to zone into this CSO's engagement, especially because Deputy Minerals Commission here, Elembele KK, believes that
giving us 38%.
Well, he says that. Oh, right. Well, he says that it was a fruitful engagement. The minority thinks that this was just publicity gimmicks or stunts, and doesn't think that all of these things that have implemented so far are anything new. And I've just been wondering, if you listen to everything that the current government is doing, what differently could they have done? But first of all, tell me your overall assessment of that engagement. Waste of time, waste of resources? Is it just another publicity stunt? Do you stand by what the minority says?
It's exactly what you said, a publicity stunt. And I don't think it's just the minority that see it as such. When I think now I can sort of call him my brother here. When you were speaking, the only thing I noted was there's nothing new that you said. He listed a number of things, all initiatives that essentially were inherited by this government. So nothing new, nothing special has been done. It was quite obvious that the pressure that was coming from society in general on this matter of illegal mining in galamsey was hitting at the heart of the government. And so they decided to do something to sort of divert attention. But sitting down and talking is okay, because the people you speak to feel like they are involved in the matter. This is not something that just started. Stakeholder engagements on galamsey were done several times in the past 8 years, and so it's okay if they want to do that. But again, it does not solve the problem. It doesn't change anything at all. We were made so many promises by the NDC government now when they were in opposition. We were even told that they will use AI to fight galamsey, and I haven't heard of that since they came into power. I haven't heard of anything new or substantial towards the fight against galamsey. In fact, now they are fighting the same people that were allies to them in the past 8 years when the NPP was in government and galamsey was being fought. I don't know if you saw that banter between the Deputy Chief of Staff and Mr. Ken Ashibe. Like, that's just how much the matter has deteriorated. Initially, when we started speaking about this galamsey issue, everybody was attacked. You were in power for 8 years. Why are you still talking? And I find that line of argument very irritating, because we are all in this country and you are in government. We saw how you handled this. In fact, I came across a video of the current Minister for Government Communication. I'm sure sitting around this table somewhere on Newsfile, saying how we have an army that's 15,000 strong, a police that is 40,000 strong. And so the only thing that was impeding the fight against galamsey was a lack of political will. Fast forward now, we've been under your government for almost 9 months now, and we are not seeing any improvement. Indeed, we are seeing a deterioration. We are seeing involvement of known NDC people. We are seeing members of the NDC who are parliamentarians now being awarded as the best miners in Ghana. We are seeing a very consistent deterioration in the picture. And every day we wake up and they come and sit here and gaslight us that this has been done, this has been done, that has been done. But that's exactly what we were doing, and you were not pleased by it. So how are you here repeating the same thing? And that has always been my argument.
The president made a statement on Friday that, well, of course we've got enough military. However, the conflict in Boko, the conflict in Alavanyo and Konya area, most of these military people have actually been deployed over there.
You know,
and so if we have to make use of the ones who are now dutied to care for us, defend us as a country,
you know, I have never been of the opinion that you can fight galamsey with just using the military. I've said that here several times. I'm just repeating their own words to them. And so this, again, they are just more excuses. They thought at that point, they said they were going to use AI. In fact, they were going to repeal this LI. I thought one of the first things they would have done when they came into government was to repeal the LI. But no, they chose to pass gold board in the dead of night instead. And now, I don't know if it's been done now. I don't believe it has been done. But
well, the minister has indicated that when Parliament resumes...
So it has not been done, exactly my point.
It doesn't matter at the time.
Why is there dragging of the feet on repealing the LI if that was the devil's blood of galamsey?
That's repealing. Do we believe that repealing the LI would really solve illegal mining?
I think we should ask them. That's what they were asking. You see, the problem with this galamsey fight, and indeed for the government, is the way they carry themselves on this matter in opposition. There's nothing we've said that is even coming from. There's nothing I've said here that is even my own opinion. It is what I have seen them say that I'm asking. You said you would do this. What is happening?
Ellen Belekeke, do you think that you should have been measured in your promises in the fight against galamsey when you were in your campaigning? Do you believe this so?
I'll start from where Doc ended in terms of UTAG engagement. Doc himself attested to the fact that Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable Manama Kofi-Boa, has met them, but all they are requesting for, they need more engagement with the minister and the president, and that's a very good call.
Was it an intentional meeting or it was incidental? Is it that
no, it wasn't. It was intentional.
It was intentional.
Yes, yeah.
Right.
We met. We did a lot of stakeholder engagements.
Boss, before you come in,
did a lot of stakeholder.
I don't know whether I can make this point then for her to know that it was intentional.
Okay.
Earlier on, prior to election 2024, we had gone for, I think, our third quarter meeting at WA. And so we invited the NDC and they were represented.
Okay. So
in that meeting, we had fruitful discussions, and of which they continue to sign a pact. You know, we had other engagement with the NPP equally at the backyard, and it was, I think, Professor Jampo who equally sent, you know, how do you call it, a pact, you know, through miracles to Dr. Baumia to be signed, suggesting that the two major political parties have agreed to the content of that pact, all right, of which I think the repeal of the LI 2462 was part, and then the state of emergency, you know, the declaration of the state of emergency.
It was in that pact.
Exactly. So, which means that they have all agreed. So whoever wins power will live by it. And so when we met, you know, on the fourth quarter at Sumanya, that was when we wrote again to the minister, because now he has control and he takes major decisions. So we invited him, he came, he did his presentation. We asked all the relevant questions that we need to ask, he answered. We also put forward certain suggestions, you know. So it was a deliberate, you know, meeting that we had with him.
Doc, when I come to you, my next question will be that, do you genuinely believe that declaring a state of emergency is what will solve the problem? Are we asking for a declaration of a state of emergency, or the one that is beyond it, the shoot to kill? I'd come to you. I will add.
I mean, like I was saying, Doc just reaffirmed the position that it was government commitment to engage them. And it was deliberate because when we came, we realized that what we needed to do was to engage Ghanaians. So we engaged parliament, we engaged civil society groups, we engaged Chamber of Mines, we engaged small-scale miners, we engaged traditional chiefs, we even went to Tunfor's Palace. We engaged so many people. So he has confirmed that, yes, we have engaged them, but they want more, and that is the right call.
But from that engagement, the fallout from that engagement...
I want to assure Prof that...
I'm not yet Prof. GTAG is listening to you.
Everybody's running away.
I know. But Elemeleke, tell me, so, from the fallout from that engagement.
I want to address a lot of concerns that has been raised on this thing. So, like my sister also said that, what have we done? In fact, before we even say what we have done, we have to look at what they did. And the problem we have in this country is that hypocrisy and dishonesty is what is eating our DNA. I wish my sister would not even talk about illegal mining in this
country. Why not?
But what locus does the NPP have to talk about galamsey in this country? When their own Professor Frimpong Boateng came up with a report citing people in government, saying that the government is deep neck in this fight against galamsey, and they are doing this illegal mining. Their own party people, including Chairman Wontumi, his own minister, Honorable Abu Jinapo said he is mining in the forest without license. The next day, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo organized press conference and cleared Wontumi. Is that commitment from the government to fight illegal mining? Their own MPs saying that they will support galamsey today and tomorrow. They made bold statements supporting galamsey. Today, they have the locus to talk about President Mahama in the fight against galamsey. That's why I'm saying that they shouldn't have even the locus to talk about illegal mining. She's talking about technology. Come to the Minerals Commission now. We are geofencing every concession that we will give.
I've heard that terminology countless times. What does it mean?
I'm educating you and your people. This is it. Under the NPP, excavators came into this country without registration. All the excavators you see in town, the one parked in front of your office here, under the NPP, they never registered any excavator in this country. Today, go to the port. As soon as you intend to do mining in Ghana and you bring excavator, once you come to the Minerals Commission and we start preparing your application, we add your excavator to the application, we track the excavator, and therefore we can know that you are the rightful owner of the excavator. We geofence the excavator to the concession. So if it is small-scale mining that you want to do, which is 25 acres, the excavator is geofenced within the 25 acres parameter. So as soon as you move outside the 25 acres parameter, the excavator is disabled. This is the technology we are introducing. And when you come to Minerals Commission, we have a control room that you see the control room manned with young men and women running 24 hours, monitoring day and night excavators working on concessions.
How long did you start this?
This started in I think last year or last 2 years. But it was a pilot from the UMAT. They had a World Bank project to pilot that. But when we came in, we have added the geofencing of the excavator to the concession.
So since the time you came in and adding this feature to this already existing a feature that already was at the Minerals Commission, have you had any case where these young men and women that you're just referencing were able to identify an excavator
A lot, because like I said, under the NPP, excavators in the system were not licensed and were not tracked. So we have men going to the field to go and track them, over 1,000 excavators.
Yeah, that's clear.
So I'm saying these excavators are already on site and they are working. So those excavators cannot be monitored. We are going to the site. So we are now monitoring those excavators. We are tracking those excavators so that those excavators that has been tracked and registered under this government is being monitored 24/7. That is the commitment. And we are talking about this airline. This airline was passed by the NPP. My sister, Ghana was called Gold Coast.
They haven't denied it. The concern really is that you promised to.
We want to educate.
No, because if we keep going back and forth, we won't make progress.
That is why I'm saying that. You see, she is saying nothing new has happened, and I'm trying to let people understand where we have come from and where we are today and where we are going. This LI 2462 was something new Akufo-Addo dreamt of. The Queen Elizabeth that came to Ghana never dreamt of this. Kwame Nkrumah never dreamt of this. Achampon never dreamt of this. Lehman never dreamt of this. Rollins never dreamt of this. Kufuor never.
But doesn't matter.
Never. Excuse
doesn't
me.
Matter. It doesn't matter. You know what?
President
doesn't matter.
Never. President Nana Akufo-Addo.
But have you heard the EPA boss saying that?
Please,
over there. No, I mean, of course, we don't have morning till dawn.
So I want people to understand that this LI was passed by Nana Akufo-Addo to allow people like Chemawun to me to go into our forest and go and destroy the forest.
I don't think it's fair of you to say that.
Please.
You've said a lot of things that are false, and I was going to wait for your time. But when you sit here and you want to impugn the reputation of people, so you arrest and convict him and you leave his name out of your mouth, because you also have a member of parliament who is known as Wasa Aisha Wan, who is a well-known galamsey. So now you are in government, so don't do that.
No, because
you mentioned someone's name.
The point she makes is not far off. Something I would have corrected you on.
Is it true?
No, because these are allegations.
No, it's not allegation. This is not allegation.
It's allegation. Have you convicted him?
Listen.
Why is he in court then?
I didn't say Chemawun to me never had license to mine in the forest. Not me, Elembele Keki. His own minister, Honorable Abu Jinapo. It's clear. It's public. It's public knowledge. You can Google it. I know you're a smart journalist.
But he's not a court.
His own minister cited him that he's mining in the forest illegally, and he doesn't have.
But he can still say that. Well, it's my minister, but that's not true.
When he goes to court, he has to go and justify what his minister is saying. I'm repeating what his minister said. I didn't say it. So I'm saying that this LI allowed Chemawun to me to go into the forest because Queen Elizabeth did not bring this LI. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying that this government, we have not said that in the past 8 months or 9 months, we have resolved the matter to zero. No, that is not our position. Our position is that if you look at the commitment and the political will that we are showing to Ghanaians that we are on course to fight this galamsey, you can see clearly that last week I came here and I gave you data. And this data was not manufactured in the NDC party headquarters or manufactured in the Jubilee House. This data was manufactured by the Water Resource Commission. And the Water Resource Commission is saying that some of the river bodies, the turbidity level has reduced drastically. Why? Because we are stopping people from mining in the water bodies. And I can cite some of these turbidity levels. Last week I cited it. River Tano in Seshi, 2024, the turbidity level was 139. Today, 2025, because of the commitment, the blue water gas, the cooperative mining, the NIMOS and all those things, it has reduced to 14. Barikesi, it was 24 NTU. It has 22. Today it has reduced to 11. River Ankobra, 2,870. Today it has reduced to 1,009. River Densu, Manguase, it was 129. In 2024, today is 34.
As of which month? Because they do it quarterly, do they all?
So I'm saying when they do the next quarter, NDC did not manufacture this. So if you see this data, it clearly shows that we are doing something, but we've not gotten there. That is not our position. We've been in government for the past 8 months. All we are telling Ghanaians is that continue to give us that support that you have given us. President Mahama and the minister is assuring you that this illegal mining will be a thing of the past. In the next 4 years that we'll vote in this country, we will bring our scorecard. We will tell Ghanaians that this is what we
let me ask a question, and I'll go to Dawn. Let me ask you a question.
I want to
My question before you land, really, because you don't want to land before you take off again, right? My question is that, do you think that you should have been measured in the promises? Because what we're doing really is that we're measuring the energy with which you made the promises and the results which we're seeing, despite it being 8 months, 9 months. Now, I see the argument of, well, we have 4 years. Well, we have 4 years. If I want to do a personal assessment, I'm unable to assess the energy today plus the promises. So I'm asking that, do you think that the NDC should have been measured in their promises?
You should start applauding the NDC.
Why would I do that?
Because in the past, 9 forests that was red zone, that no one can enter there. Today, under the NDC, under the minister, we have been able to we've taken over those forests.
Well, I can applaud the ex-president as well, because for a period of time,
for the past,
there was no small-scale mining at all.
Did you know that there was a forest, or there was a community in the forest called Abriwa Crime? Do you remember that story? Abriwa Crime. Oh, please, we are having conversation. You are staring at me. Oh. I'm saying.
Why not? You're my guest.
So I'm saying to you.
You say that you are intimidating me.
I'm saying this is the
yeah, just make the point.
This is
I'm quiet for you to make the point.
For the past 8 years, these people lived in the forest. President Nana Addo was the president. Are you telling me that he never had any intel that these people lived in the forest and they were doing illegal mining?
Okay.
So this
leave
is
that question on the table.
I am
Let me go
that
to the other guest.
Under this government, these people, they are no more in the forest. We've taken over this forest. That is a commitment. That is the zeal. That is the energy. We are telling Ghanaians that we've been able to rescue such forests for Ghana.
Have you seen the destruction that's happened on the railway, especially the rails from Takoradi, Takwa, Nsuta area? Have you seen that one as well?
I have seen it.
You've seen it?
And I'm worried because, you see, when it happened, you see our MP is there, you see our minister is there, you see everyone is there. We are trying, you see, what I'm trying to let you understand is that we've not resolved the matter. And this matter was not started under NDC. It was started long ago. We are taking.
Do you know that you have not answered any of my questions
But
yet?
I'm telling what question I've told
because,
you. I've told you that what government is doing. I'm telling our story, and our story is what we have done. And the NPP and the other our naysayers are saying that we have not shown any commitment. And I'm telling you the commitment we have done.
Okay.
I'm telling you what we have done to reduce some of the stability level.
Okay.
Prof has admitted that we have done stakeholder engagement with the UTAG and academia.
Okay.
He has attested
you will not describe Prof and UTAG as the naysayers, right? You describe the NPP as the naysayers.
No.
So you said the opponents and naysayers.
No,
so
I'm
right now
saying
it's clear anybody that calls out that they are unserious with this galamsey fight is a naysayer.
That is
have you landed? Can I continue? Because you said so many things here.
Okay, no. I mean, you're not the only person on the table.
But
Doug has to respond to a few things, and I'll come to you. Doug, because you are the neutral person which I can come to, right? The NPP says that if you look at the energy with which the NDC government made promises to fight the galamsey, it will look as though they were not even willing to want to fight it. So the energy, just opposing it to what they're doing now, is low. It's not the same. You have been observing. I mean, even before you became a NEC member of the UTAG, you followed galamsey, not today. If for anything, the age would even tell. He's said a lot of things. The NPP as well still stands on business that they haven't done anything different. I want to hear from you for the first time. UTAG.
See, the point is clear. I grew up in a galamsey area, Asante Achim Konongo. At my backyard, you know, galamsey was in sessions, all right? When you go to the Konongo mines, you know, they do it. And in fact, let me say that Konongo is one of the towns in Ghana that has suffered, in fact, Konongo Dumase, have actually suffered severely, you know, when it comes to issues of galamsey. So me, I know galamsey. Now, you see, you asked a question as to whether the NDC should deliver on its promise. And for me, it is a straightforward yes. It's not about any further explanation. Because you see, when I promised my brother that I will be of help to you, maybe he needs something, money for probably school fees or something. And so come tomorrow. All right. Because of the trust and confidence he has in me and my promises I've made to him, he'll go to rest. So even if she can fall on a queer, because Dr. Tutu has said come tomorrow, he is not likely to go to a queer or any other person for help. If he comes to me tomorrow, knocks on my door, and I tell him I can't get to the money, what do you think I've done to him?
You've broken his trust.
I've broken my trust. And I've equally broken his trust and confidence in me. The third thing is that I have made his situation worse off. You understand? And that is the issue we are dealing with. You see, I don't want us to use galamsey and peddle galamsey, on politics. Yes, the NPP couldn't fight it. And it is one of the reasons why Ghanaians decided that take the back bench.
Yeah.
And as to whether the NDC decided or made a promise to fight galamsey, whether you made a promise or you didn't make it, it is a national responsibility incumbent on you, the president, and the ruling government to fight galamsey.
Do you think that they signed that pact simply because they were...
I don't want to go into the pact, because the moment I go into the pact, it becomes the stand of UTAG.
Okay.
All right. So
the things in the pact does not find expression in other requirements, other things that CSOs
but there are
as well.
so many things in there, which, of course, I don't have the pacts on my phone. I could have read it to you. See. But my point is that I don't want to go talking about the stand of UTAG now. Okay. Because I think that we are making arrangement to meet and probably discuss a lot of things.
Okay.
But you see, this galamsey thing is a national security threat. All right, looking at the ravages of it. And so the point is that, you see, we know that the NPP, in fact, nobody can say that the NPP didn't do anything about galamsey. They did. Okay. But for certain utterances, I hope you get it, which, of course, my brother has alluded to some of them. And nobody is on record. In the same way, the NDC is equally doing something. And they are equally putting up certain utterances, which will not be, or it will not inure to the benefit of Ghanaians. For me, look, the president made a point indicating that the state of emergency will be the last tool he will use. All right? And on Friday, he said that he's waiting on the advice of the national security. Okay? And I think that the minister himself also said that the repeal of the LI is going to present it before Parliament. That was yesterday. Yeah. What has happened to Parliament? Indefinite suspension, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So it means that the LI will be hanging, isn't it?
Yes.
Until when will the national security advise the president and say that declare or do not declare? When?
Okay.
So please, can you let me?
Yeah.
But you see, as we continue to wait, whether it is going to be a last-minute resort or as to whether national security is going to advise, water is still turning brown. Water is still being contaminated. We are still recording, health hazards. And one water treatment plant has been shut down. We are getting reports that yam, cocoyam, kuntumre, all major foodstuffs are being contaminated. So what is our stand? I feel that where we are at a very dangerous zone as far as galamsey is concerned. And that is why I want to encourage the president, to take decisive decision or action to galamsey. You see, I know President Mahama to be very courageous. If not anything at all, what he said on the floor of the UN, very powerful statement. When he was launching, is it NIMO?
NIMOS.
NIMOS. The kind of statement he put out there, when you read the content, very courageous. But beyond these two, for me, I think that perpetrators of galamsey, right, are very much wicked people. And so we should treat them as such. If somebody picks a gun to go and shoot at another person and get that person killed, okay, don't we take immediate action?
Dr. Kerr, you're here, and of course, clearly belong to the NPP. Do you hear what people say that really he who seeks equity must do equity? And even more importantly for the NPP, he who comes into equity must come with clean hands. You've heard him say that the NPP shouldn't even be here talking about the fight against galamsey.
Don't you find that incredibly irritating? And I'll explain to you. I think there's a confusion in the NDC. They do not realize that now they're in government, and so the buck stops with them. And so it cannot be considered a credible way of fighting galamsey by attacking your predecessor. That's, as we all sat around this table to say, one of the reasons why the NPP was kicked out of government was on the back of galamsey. So the people of Ghana entrusted you to come and fight this menace, and everything that comes out of your mouth is NPP this, NPP that, NPP this. And I understand why, because my brother here said a lot of things that, in fact, I would just like to say it's just quite far from the truth. I don't think, number one, he has read the Frimpong Boateng report himself, because if he had, he would know that this idea of tracking excavators and geofencing them, and it's mentioned in the report because it's something that was done under the previous administration. If he had read the report, he would also know that Professor Frimpong Boateng noted that it was NDC people. If you look into the whole galamsey architecture, that NDC people were even more than NPP in the mining areas. That they had a very strong hold in the galamsey areas, were using their influence to sponsor candidates into parliament. And I've just mentioned one to you. So I would hope that we'll move away from that kind of conversation of this, that, because now you are in government and you have to fix it. And from all indications and from all conversations we've had this morning, obviously you haven't done anything new.
He has just read to you many things that the government has done. You see, he also mentioned that water quality index, only mentioned a few. There are about 35. The rest of them have gone from bad to worse. But you do cherry picking. But you're forgetting that people actually live in these areas and they've seen the deterioration. So you cannot deceive anybody by cherry picking a few that have seen some marginal improvements to make your case. You talk about getting people out of these forest reserves. This kind of sustained military action against galamsey is not new. Are we trying to sit here and behave that this is the first time we've seen a police or military operation to clear an area of illegal miners? No. And are we going to So what else do you want the government to do?
No, they said, you see, the funny thing is they said the galamsey problem was going on because NPP people were mining. Like he tried to rope in Chairman Woon to me this morning innocently, and I was just corrected because I was very sure that's not what the Minister of Land said. You were misquoting him. So if you are not going to quote exactly what he said, then do not.
It's quite public knowledge.
No, then find exactly what he said. I think the problem was about licensing, that he didn't have, he had a prospecting license and somebody was, and as I said, this one to me matter is in court. So let's see what the courts say, but you cannot continue to use that as a case, especially now that you are in government.
It's nice that you have brought this. You are the commissioner. What have you been finding, especially in terms of licensing?
Let me finish then.
Please note it down, and then I want some answers for that.
Yeah, I will not interrupt.
And then we'll move shortly to other matters, because of course you have mentioned contact mining, and he's headed to court today.
Yeah, that was the impression that they tried to create. That was the problem. And so everybody expected that now that the NPP was out of government, everything will come back to normal and everything will be fine. But indeed, it's not so.
Are you saying this because it's politics, or you genuinely think that's because NDC has come to power, everything will come back to normal?
No, that's the picture they tried to paint. At that time, I knew it was very far.
If they created a picture,
I thought it was
do you believe?
Generous. I thought it was very detrimental to the fight against galamsey to reduce it to such a petty argument or such a petty thought.
So by the minorities' demand, are you also not reducing it?
No, we're just calling them out on exactly what they said. But I have sat here and mentioned several ways that we believe this matter should be handled if we want to see some true progress. And I can go into that again. I did see that yesterday or so, Mr. Ken Ashibe also noted that trying to not giving out licenses if the people are not very sure of where the mineral resources are is one of the things that he thinks we should do to see some progress in the fight against galamsey.
They've not issued new licenses, have you? They've not.
They have. He also spoke about excavators and how they had not been licensed. This is it's not true. It is completely false that in the last 8 years no excavators were registered. There's data from the DVLA that I have here, and it shows that they were licensed. In fact, this geofencing you are talking about was started there, and it was in this report that you are quoting. So all that shows is that you are not doing anything.
As you have said,
right
the bus
now
stops
we are importing even more excavators. That's what I'm seeing on the screen, to the point that the ports are full that they had to move them in the middle of the night to keep somewhere.
I would have thought that the minister, trade minister, said that because these excavators have been sitting in the ports for a while, and they had to decongest.
Why are they decongesting? Because there are so many excavators there. Is that not it?
Wasn't it because it was shipped in a previous era?
How would you know when it was shipped?
Anyway, the bus stops with government, right?
Yes,
and he's sitting right here.
So we expect to see results, not complaints, blame games, and then everything that is going on. And again, we sat here for almost 1 hour, and we haven't been told any new thing that the NDC government has done on galamsey. So that whole time that they were complaining in the past 8 years, was it just hot air that they were blowing? There was nothing that they could do about this matter. Now you do a CSO engagement, and you expect us to come and sit here and clap for you. Is that what's happening?
Okay.
Normally, I'll be the one asking the questions, but you know.
I don't have a PhD. But from the knowledge I have acquired in mining, I want to educate people with PhD.
You're a medical doctor.
I don't have a PhD. But the knowledge I have acquired from the Minerals Commission, I heard my sister doc saying prospecting license. Chairman Untumi had prospecting license, and the prospecting license does not allow a person to mine.
That was exactly the point. So I don't know what you are talking about.
Chairman Untumi was mining.
Because you were there. Again, you see, this is a very bold assertion. Please. So you have evidence and you've convicted him.
Quiet.
So talking about Chairman Untumi.
To be fair,
I was so quiet.
To be fair, he definitely will be following the backdrop of what the attorney, the attorney general has been saying.
So it's an allegation.
But you're not pronouncing judgment. Let's allow him. Let's make the point.
Then the minister.
You're very confident about it.
I'm confident because his minister said it. I didn't say it.
What did the minister say?
He said Chairman Untumi was mining in the forest. And at the time, my sister, who has a PhD, is saying that.
No, she's a medical doctor.
Just go on with your
medical doctor.
She's a medical doctor.
You are a PhD. She is saying that because Chairman Untumi has prospecting license. And I'm saying, in mining, we have types of license. We have recognizance license that you do some visual inspection at the mine site. We have prospecting license that you do the auger drilling, you do the trenching, you do your drilling, and you find the quantity of gold there, and you mineralize the area and see the number of ounces you have down there. So it does not allow you to mine. Chairman Untumi was even having prospecting license, but he was mining. So I'm educating them to let her understand that if you have prospecting license and you mine, it is illegal. And that is what he was doing. 2, I want to put it on record that Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable Emmanuel Makofibua, has not granted any mining lease or permit into forest reserve, neither even a small-scale mine. I want to put it on record.
No licenses at all.
And no licenses at all. We have revoked over 55 licenses, and we are trying to fix the system and the mess they caused. My sister, I want to also put it on record here that the NDC never promised to solve galamsey in 9 months. Please, if you can show me where in our manifesto or where we said the social contract we signed with Ghanaians that we want to solve galamsey, when they vote for us, we'll solve galamsey in 9 months. Please mention it to your viewers. It is not true. And I want to also put it on record here that I have mentioned and given data of what water resources has provided. She said that we have over 35 water bodies that has been destroyed, and I was just picking what I love. Please, let her mention the 35 water bodies here that she is claiming that I have just run away from. See, my point is that NDC made a commitment to resolve the destruction of what the NPP did. And I have said that.
Why are we putting the distraction all on NPP? Because galamsey started more than 4 years ago.
We don't give permit for people to go and do small-scale mining in forests. Listen, mining can be done anywhere, but small-scale mining is not done in the forest. But they brought an ally that granted people to do small-scale mining in the forest. And I'm saying that all our source of water comes from the forest. So when you allow people to go into the forest and destroy the forest, is the reason why you see our water bodies being destroyed. And the commitment of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is that he has declared all these forest zones and water bodies a red zone, a military area, no-go area. And President Mahama has reclaimed this 9 forest reserve that was red zone that no one can enter. Is it not a steps in the right direction to mitigate or to fight against this illegal mining?
The viewers are watching.
Thank you.
The answers
and I'm saying that I have given records from water resources that because of the commitment and the energy the minister has put in to mitigate this illegal mining, some of the water bodies have seen the turbidity level reduce. My sister, mining is not evil in Ghana. And let me educate viewers. There are 2 types of mining in Ghana. We have the small scale and we have the large scale. The large scale are the big guys who come in with so much money. And the small scale are the mole ones that we do on the table. And it is allowed, it is legal in Ghana to do small scale mining. My sister, come to Minerals Commission. We will give you permit for you to go and do small scale mining. But I'm saying that when you are doing the mole small scale mining, this mole small scale mining, you will get your gold. Gold board will have the gold. We will use the gold to short the cedi, and our economy will be better. And you're weak. You will not buy it 50 Ghana cedis again. You buy it 20 Ghana cedis because the gold from the small scale mining is what gold board is using to shore up the cedi.
The 20 Ghana cedis mole weak. But you, well, you know what? We're discussing the political will. But I think if you look at that, no, because I think, you know, last week we rehashed most of these points, and we're just reviewing. There's so much to review in the news. So these are things we can read.
I want to assure Ghanaians that His Excellency.
We're not done. You're giving a vote of thanks. We're not done.
I thought you are just wrapping up.
No, we're not. We're not. Okay, so if you look at the consensus, the general, whether it is the NPP, CPP, whether CSOs, there's one thing that's very common, that political will. But we're asking the question, what really was the difficulty in the revocation of that LI? I've tossed it around. What do you think was the difficulty? Because at least that one, it doesn't take 4 years to do, right? Okay. There's so many bills that were passed into laws quickly, under certificates of urgency.
So the LI 2462, when President Mahama became president, he directed the minister the power that he has to grant permits into forest. He took that powers from the president, from the minister. And today, the president said that that LI is going to be a thing of the past. Whether we took it yesterday out from the system or we are taking it tomorrow, on records, the minister has not granted any permit to be mined in the forest.
That's granted. But what made it difficult? What makes it difficult?
There is nothing. I'm saying there's
nothing. It's just
the difficult aspect is that people will go into the forest and go and mine, and who is going to grant that permit is the minister. Yeah. And the minister said that president has directed that the minister cannot grant, and the minister has listened to the president, and the minister has not granted any permit for anybody to go into the forest to go and mine, and that is on record.
So we should sleep and wake up believing the minister all the time.
But the president, you just said that the president made a bold statement, and he has made this bold statement not only in Ghana. He went to the UN. He has made bold statements. President John Dramani Mahama is making statements. Minister is making statements. Minerals Commission is supporting those statements. And my sister, please, we never promise that galamsey, our water will be like special ice mineral water or Vortic in 8 months. We never promise that.
I'll send them an invoice for
we never say that. What we are saying is that give us the opportunity to resolve this matter. And what are the opportunities? We have taken steps to resolve this matter. We need your support. And
let's go to
and JoyNews, you are doing something which, please, some of us are not happy with what you are doing.
What is this?
this galamsey, like Doc said, it's not politics. It's a national issue.
So?
But you put out flyers with President Mahama picture on it and portray a perception that, you see, when you do that, it's perception. And when you do...
Help me. I don't understand what you're saying.
I have...
Of course I know the flyer, which will be releasing more of those flyers. But what's wrong with it? Dear President Mahama.
What is this?
No, dear Mahama, stop galamsey. That's it.
And when you put out this picture, and you paint this picture to people in the... As if President Mahama... Listen, when you create the impression or the perception that it looks like President Mahama is not doing anything against galamsey.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Okay, Stay with me. Doc, you are a lecturer. There's a flyer. In fact, I'll play that promo now. We have a love letter.
Before you do that, when I did...
It's my show. Give me a minute.
When I did human behavior in organization, we studied something called perception.
Yeah. Okay.
Doc, help me. Perception can either be positive or negative.
Hang on. I allowed you to tell your story.
That perception out there.
Listen.
What people will perceive.
Listen.
And when they consume it as a negative
I moderate
thought, it becomes very difficult.
Doc, I moderate this conversation.
That negative thought. So please, I want to be guided. Okay. And I want to state it on record.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll give it.
Okay.
Don't worry.
In fact, once again, I have a love letter for the president. And take a watch.
Mikase Forestry Commission, almost 37 forest reserves have been destroyed. And so the first thing is to get them out. Now, Yentimin start to say, we will attach mining safety officers and graduates from the University of Mines and Technology to all small-scale mining companies to ensure that they do the mining in safety and according to the regulations.
They talked about repealing the LI. They talked about the state of emergency. They've been in office. And I'm just waiting for that 120 days to come to an end. Mr. President, you must live by your word. You cannot speak poetry in opposition and come and act prose when you are president.
Dear Mahama, honor the 8. Stop galamsey.
Doc, I have a love letter for the president. We all on this table agree that galamsey is happening. And we as a channel, we have written a love letter that, dear President Mahama, stop galamsey. What's the perception about this? Who should we ask?
So, you see, messages is a form of communication.
Right.
And so, in communication, one party declares his or her intent to another party for interpretation. So whoever is exposed to that information will try to make meaning, and out of that meaning will come perception. All right. So if you write a negative message, it comes with a negative perception. And if you write a positive message, it comes with a positive perception. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm still just waiting for what's wrong with this one. Yeah.
So when you say, dear President, stop galamsey, the intended audience in here is the president. Any other person is an unintended audience. In other words, unintended audience means that the message is not meant for you. I hope you get it.
No, of course, because the message is for the president.
Exactly. So that's where I'm getting to.
Okay.
So the message is for the president.
Yes.
Myself, if I read it, it is not addressed to me. So what kind of perception do I create? Am I creating a perception that the president is not working or the president is working?
Exactly what I'm trying to say.
You understand? Now, if I get to that point of knowing that the president probably is not solving the problems of galamsey for which a love letter has been written, all right, then probably if I care to know or I care about that situation, then I need to probe further. So in probing, I'm coming.
Okay.
In probing, I can probably come up with the assertion that this letter is right in its own direction. If I also read and get to the point of knowing that probably the president is doing something to solve, then that perception will also be created. But the key point is that perception, whether positive or negative, you have the opportunity to work on it. So if the president, if this love letter has been written to the president, of which, the president is taking action, whoever goes to read, like Mr. Ejima is saying, what it means is that I am reading on daily reports and I'm seeing that 1, A has been done, B has been done, C has been done. All right? Now, if I read, then of course my perception will be enforced. But if I get to the point of knowing that out of my readings, there are daily reports that are indicating that the situation is worsening. The situation is worsening. Then, of course, it is.
Doug, while I love the education that you're giving now, I think the bottom line is you are the commission. Is galamsey happening? Is galamsey still ongoing?
That's why earlier on I said that.
Yeah.
You remember I don't know whether you've read the Oliver Twist story.
Unfortunately, time is not our friend this morning. Yeah.
I can see the frustration in your
face. The time is not our friend. Maybe we'll
Oliver Twist was given food to eat.
He wanted more?
And he wanted more. You know why? Either the food was not satisfactory, he couldn't fill his entire, space in the stomach. All right? Or because he needed a better food that will make him live well. You understand? So, for me, if for the past 9 months, if Ghanaians are satisfied with the output of the president and the NDC government, you wouldn't be here talking galamsey.
It's the fact that there's even a dear. We said dear. Like, dear.
I see the frustration in you. But I think
dear.
This morning,
but anyway,
you have to apologize to the former president
unfortunately,
for accusing him of a culture of silence. The way the NDC is behaving
my time
when
is
it comes to this is so shocking. Sorry. You haven't done anything different, anything new on this galamsey matter.
Okay.
We call you out and your problem is the president's picture.
I want you to write another love letter to President Mahama and say, Dear President Mahama, the love and care you show for Ghanaians in the fight against galamsey, for reclaiming 9 forest zones.
I think the Minerals Commission can write that letter. But anyway, thank you so much. I had so much for us to discuss this morning. For some reason, time is up. Yeah, we'll pick up.
Red zone was done in December. They were declared.
Of course, it will be the president who will write this letter to that. Dear President, stop galamsey. It definitely would be the president who will write this love letter to. That's Dear President, stop galamsey. But thank you. Thank you so much for watching the news review. There's more on the show. Please stay. Thank you, Doug. Thank you.